Coming up on RMU.
Today on RMU Live, Hurricane Irma was downgraded to a Category 4 storm and expected to hit Florida in the coming days. After reports of North Korea testing a hydrogen bomb, President Trump says military options are certainly on the table. Customers of credit company Equifax have their information exposed. That's it. Welcome to RMU Live. Today is September 15th, 2017. My name is Matt Simkovic.
And I'm Nick Hedrick. Here's what's happening now.
An improvised explosive device was detonated on a subway train in southwest London during Friday's rush hour. Scotland Yard has confirmed the blast at Parsons Green Station on an eastbound District Line train from Wimbledon is being treated as terrorism. 22 people are being treated in the hospital, mostly for burn-related injuries. A hunt for the person who placed the device is underway, with hundreds of detectives and investigating. The Prime Minister, Theresa May, condemned the cowardly attack, which she said had intent to cause significant harm.
66 people were killed and 97 others were wounded when ISIS militants carried out a coordinated attack targeting a security checkpoint and a restaurant in the south of Iraq on Thursday. According to a statement released by Dakar Police Headquarters, ISIS claimed responsibility, saying it was Shiites in outskirts of Nasiriyah city in the south of Iraq. According to an ISIS statement circulating on ISIS Telegram channels, an armed attack on a restaurant was followed by a car bomb and a suicide bomber at a nearby checkpoint. Security officials foiled an ISIS attack on a second restaurant nearby, but several security officials were killed and wounded in the exchange of fire. Iraqi security officials killed 6 of the attackers. The statement added security officials in Nasiriyah said 7 Iranian pilgrims were among those killed, and at least 10 others were among the wounded people. Most people were heading to the Shiite holy city of Karbala.
89-year-old Catherine Davis of New Kensington is dead following a crash with a tractor-trailer on Freeport Road. A spokeswoman from Allegheny County said Davis's car crossed the center line, hitting the truck head-on. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
A student was killed in Spokane, Washington when a fellow student opened fire. The student that was shot was said to have confronted the shooter. 3 other students were also injured in the shooting. The 3 other students that were shot were currently in the hospital and said to be in satisfactory condition. The shooter was stopped by a custodian and then taken to jail and arrested.
Kelsey Anderson, age 17, was wearing a long-sleeve maroon top and blue jeans on Friday when a teacher in her class told her that plus-sized women need to shop at stores that sell plus-size clothes. According to a news release from Anderson's attorney, the female teacher allegedly added smaller-busted women could get away with more than larger-busted women. The Joplin School District said in a statement, the district does not consider comments by staff members about students' bodies appropriate. Our staff conduct policy requires all staff members to maintain courteous and professional relationships with students, is what the statement said. Hurricane Max hit Guerrero State in Mexico, which is known for the resort area Acapulco, on Thursday and was categorized as a Category 1. Max had maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour, was located about 55 miles east-southeast of Acapulco, and was headed toward the east at 8 miles per hour, the Hurricane Center reported.
The United States Virgin Islands are still feeling the aftermath of Hurricane Irma. Many tourists had already left by this point, but the natives were hit hard from the storm. Many are just living off food rations that were given to them by the military. Winds of 150 miles per hour hit the islands and downpoured on all cable lines. About 5,000 tourists were still on the island and forced to deal with the brunt of the storm. Aid is being given, but there's still a lot to help out with.
We love the people of Florida, and they went through something that, I guess, the likes of which we could really say nobody's seen before. That's a direct quote from President Trump that he said when visiting Florida after Hurricane Irma, walking through mobile homes ravaged by hurricanes. Irma in Naples, Florida, Trump also praised first responders and residents for doing an incredible job on rescue and recovery. Earlier in his one-day visit to Florida, Trump also landed state and federal officials for their preparation and response to the hurricane.
A bill that would raise the pay of Secret Service agents has reached Congress. This bill would raise the pay of Secret Service agents that protect President Trump. They are currently paid around $161,000, but this bill would raise their pay to about $180,000. They say that the pay raise is necessary because of all the trips the president has taken to his various properties throughout the country with his large family.
Attorney Steven Zappala announced Thursday the addition of 13 new cameras between 13th and 18th Streets, cameras that will have the ability to live stream to an app or be recorded for later use by police. The new cameras were added to an existing fleet of 220 cameras across the county. The new cameras have a higher resolution for better pictures, can shoot down side streets, and even pick up license plate numbers. Police won't actually monitor the live streams on a regular basis, but officers will be able to respond to an exact location when something does happen, and the system will save all recorded videos for 30 days. Police were called to the home in 2300 block of Mission Street just after 5 a.m. Crime scene investigators searched for evidence, even bringing in a canine officer. The Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office identifies the victim as 43-year-old Omar Berry. A neighbor who wanted to be identified as Jim said, "This is an isolated incident. You ain't gonna see this every day." Late Thursday night, police identified the suspect as 42-year-old Lewis Dickerson of the South Side. He's facing criminal charges of homicide, tampering with evidence, and persons not to possess a firearm.
Pittsburgh is attempting to get Amazon to build their second headquarters in the Steel City. The Urban Redevelopment Authority has hired a group called the Maya Design. They believe this group can help the city of Pittsburgh give Amazon a persuading proposal to build the second headquarters here. The contract between the two is worth about $248,000. This announcement comes about a week after Amazon announced that they would be looking to build a second headquarters in North America.
Kennywood's popular water ride, the Log Jammer, will be retired at the end of this season. The popular ride features a 53-foot drop and was debuted at the park in 1975 and was the park's first million-dollar attraction. Its last day of operation will be Sunday. It is a bittersweet decision, but one that in time will create some exciting opportunities for our guests, Kennywood General Manager Jerome Jebas said in a news release. While no final decisions have been made regarding what will replace the Log Jammer, Kennywood is committed to enhancing our guest experiences while preserving our signature balance of modern thrills and traditional family favorites.
Around 70 misplaced pets have arrived in the Pittsburgh area. This is a result of the flooding from Hurricane Harvey in Texas. These pets are looking for families to take them in and look after them. Thousands of homes were destroyed by the flooding, and the Texas animal shelters cannot hold all of the misplaced pets. This led to some of these pets being taken to the Pittsburgh area. The Pittsburgh Aviation Animal Rescue Team also sent 1,000 pounds of pet supplies to Texas in order to help out. And every year on September 11th, the country mourns for the lives that were lost in the terrorist attacks in New York, Pennsylvania, and Washington, D.C. The RMU College Republican paid tribute by placing 2,999 flags in the Nicholson lawn. This process took about 4 hours to complete. This is also the 10th year that the College Republicans have done this in remembrance of 9/11.
RMU has won one college/university student production award out of 4 Mid-Atlantic Emmy nominations. Out of the nominated are 22 students and 1 faculty member. Students have been nominated for the long-form sports, live event, and the public affair community service categories. The productions include Hockey at Hines, Colonial Sports Center Network, RMU Men's Basketball versus Bryant, Colonial Sports Network, RMU Men's Hockey versus Holy Cross, and the 2016 SCJ Presidential Election Night coverage, which can be watched here. I'm so proud of all the students that we work with. They're exceptionally good, and they deserve all the honors that they get, said Carrie Mignot, student media advisor of the 2016 SCJ Presidential Election Night coverage.
There was work done on a University Boulevard turning lane over the summer. Here is Gage Golding with more on the story.
As students were away this summer, Robert Morris University officials worked hand in hand with Moon Township Department of Public Works and the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to work on University Boulevard right behind me, which serves as the main entrance to Robert Morris University. Over the summer, officials took part in a $1 million construction project which added 2 left-hand turning lanes in both directions here at University Boulevard.
Sure, this is something that we've been talking about doing for quite a long time. Anybody who's ever tried to make that left turn coming up University Boulevard from Coraopolis to Sewickley knows it can be pretty treacherous. So what we're doing with this project is that working with PennDOT, we are adding a turning lane, left-hand turning lane there, and as well as dedicated turning signals.
The project consisted of mainly overnight construction and was completed by the time students arrived on campus for the fall semester.
It does. It does make the commute a lot easier. I think it should have been just people. I don't think it should come from a college. And I don't think other classes or anything else should have been taken away from them.
Although Robert Morris University did pick up the nearly $1 million ticket price on this turning lane project, the whole airport corridor will see the effect in the improvement with the new turning lanes. Outside of Moon Plaza and Robert Morris University, Gage Golding, RMU Century Media.
Thanks, Gage. The turning lane has made things much easier for not only the students here at Robert Morris, but for local citizens as well. And continuing with college, Robert Morris jumped up 12 spots in a rankings list of the top 300 colleges in America. These rankings are done by the U.S. News and World Report. Robert Morris jumped the most spots out of all 13 schools in Pennsylvania. RMU was also placed on a list of schools that has the most international students. And be sure to tune in to our other shows, RMU Live on Mondays and Fridays at 1 p.m., Sports Talk in the Berg on
Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. and Colonial Sports Center, Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. here on RMU-TV.
Coming up next on RMU Live, North Korea has launched another missile.
You're going to want to stick around. We'll be back after the break.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
North Korea claims that they have missiles capable of hitting the United Kingdom. This has added to the fear that World War III could in fact be happening. The Japanese military has also moved missiles into position in order to fire back at North Korea. Korea allegedly has missiles that could hit America as well. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un has laughed at the threats from the Japanese and claims he will sink the country and then turn to America into ashes.
North Korea on Friday fired a ballistic missile that flew over Japanese airspace before crashing into the Pacific. South Korean and U.S. military officials said the ballistic missile was launched at 6:57 a.m. Friday in Seoul time. That would be 5:57 p.m. on Thursday here, and from the Sunan area of Pyongyang. It flew in an eastern direction around 2,300 miles and passed over Japanese airspace, a South Korea military official said. The launch comes weeks after North Korea in late August fired a missile that traveled over Japanese airspace again.
Russia has launched a week-long series of combat exercises. Some say that these exercises could possibly be practice for aggressive action against other European countries. These exercises included around 12,000 troops, 70 aircrafts, and hundreds of tanks. However, NATO officials are saying that 100,000 soldiers actually took part in the exercises, and Russia is trying to downplay how many soldiers they are actually preparing for combat.
Google is currently facing a lawsuit from 3 former female employees over pay. A study of 21,000 Google employees found that women at Google usually earn less. All of the women involved in the lawsuit claimed they were paid less than the males they worked with that held the same jobs. Google disputes the fact that there is a pay difference and says the findings of this study are false.
Apple announced that their new iPhone X would get rid of Touch ID and now use facial recognition. 30,000 infrared dots will be used to scan your face. You will also need to scan your face from multiple angles in order for the new program to remember who you are. Apple has wanted to use the Face ID since Steve Jobs was in charge, but the company wanted to make sure that they could do the program with it being as secure as it can be.
And for all the news you could possibly need regarding RMU sports and arts and entertainment, be sure to check out rmucenturymedia.com.
Coming up after the break, weather forecaster Reagan Check will be in our weather center with a look at this weekend's forecast.
And our sports anchor, Tyler Schlendorn, will be talking about the NFL season and the Pirates so far when we come back.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Welcome back to RMU Live. My name is Tyler Schlendorn, and now it's time for sports. The Cleveland Indians have broken the Major League Baseball record for most consecutive wins this past week with a streak of 22. They have been on fire since they played the Boston Red Sox on August 24th, and they don't show any signs of stopping anytime soon. The Pittsburgh Steelers are facing the Minnesota Vikings this week. Both teams each share a win and a loss and has the making for an interesting game. The Steelers skidded by the Browns last week with a final score of 21-18. The Vikings, on the other hand, are coming off a 29-19 victory over the New Orleans Saints. After some questionable defense from the Steelers this past week, it could be anyone's game. The Pirates are facing the Cincinnati Reds later today. The Pirates are currently on a losing streak and hope to take advantage of an inconsistent Cincinnati squad. And now, let's take a look at the weather. Reagan, how's it looking for homecoming this weekend?
All right, thank you, Tyler. So today there is a high of 75,
and the humidity is at a 69, and the wind is only 5, so it's a pretty decent day. Let's have a look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, the high is 80 and a humidity of 66, and only a 10% chance of precipitation. So, tomorrow being homecoming, it's going to be a pretty nice day. Let's look at our 5-day forecast. So the rest of the week, as you can see, it's going to be mostly cloudy, but 82 basically all week, and only with a low of 60. So it's going to be a pretty great week next week. So I'm going to send it back to Matt and Nick to wrap it up.
Thank you, Reagan. Unfortunately, that's all we have for RMU Live today.
We will see you next time.